Welcome to my very first vlog, you guys. My name is Rashmi, like don't rush me, and I'm an Indian immigrant living in the United States with my American husband Matt. This week we are in beautiful Cabo on a work trip for me. I help manage around 15 short-term rentals, think VRBO, Airbnbs, those kind of stuff, and I was in Cabo to meet, learn, and network. If you are interested in learning more about the business side of my life, I do have an entirely separate channel where I talk about all of it. It's called Chai and Cabins, and I do have the link down here as well. On this channel, I share a behind-the-scenes look at my Indian American life. This week in Cabo, let's go. We started off the trip by having my mom drive us to the airport. Now, even though I'm 30, my Indian mom made sure to tell me to drink lots of water, behave, and to have fun. Once we got to the airport, by the way guys, I'm one of those super weird people who likes to get to the airport super early, and this time around I had to take a few work calls from the airport. I took those, and then, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but there is a direct flight from Austin going straight to Cabo. I absolutely love not having to do a layover. While I did take my work call, my husband got us some tacos and then snuck me in a martini. Matt then told me he's going to the restroom, but he came back with my favorite cupcakes from Sprinkles. He's pretty awesome. As we're about to board the flight, Dad sends us this photo of Momo, our cat. My parents are watching my baby while we partied up in Cabo. So I haven't flown American Airlines in a while, and I gotta say, I am super impressed. The plane was half full, which means I could take up the whole row. They gave us a full can of soda, which is crazy, plus snack, and the absolute best part is they had these charging plugs. They even had these little holders for iPhones and iPads. All in all, I'm super impressed. We had a pretty quick 2-hour flight into Cabo. Once we landed in Cabo, they actually had us walk onto the tarmac and then board a bus. This actually reminded me of an Indian airport I was at. I figured the terminal was like 20 minutes away, but no guys, it was only like 15 seconds away. So the one thing I was not expecting about Cabo was the beautiful mountains, and I did not realize we had a 2-hour time gap between Texas and Cabo. But no worries, we're still going to make this work. Once we landed, we picked up the wrong bags. Yes, I said the wrong bags. And we probably ended returning them, and then we saw that there was a car waiting for us. Matt decided that this was the perfect time to chill at the bar, and then we headed straight out. Looking at Cabo on my drive over to our all-inclusive resort, it really reminded me of a small town in India. The small concrete buildings, the no skyscrapers, it definitely brought back memories of home. Once we got to the hotel, we were greeted by this incredible view and drinks to start off our evening. Once we got our key card, we checked into our hotel room. Check out this room, y'all. I was super impressed with the spacious bathrooms that they had over here, and then they had a really nice king bed, and they also had this really nice workstation. Matt was working from home, and this made it really perfect for him to be able to do that. One thing I did not realize is that Cabo is 2 hours behind Texas time, which means when it was 4 o'clock in Cabo, it was 6 p.m. in Texas, which also meant we were starving. So we went in search of food. So the first place to open up at this resort was at 5 p.m. So we decided to walk around, we went to a bar, and we were the very first people when this place opened up. At these Japanese restaurant, y'all, I felt like I ordered one of everything. I gotta say, the garlic noodles were my absolute favorite, and the only reason they were that is because they reminded me of this Indo-Chinese garlicky noodle recipe. It was super good. The other stuff, including the fried rice, and again, I'm one of those weird people who likes a fried rice without egg, and they were able to custom make me one of those. So all in all, super impressed with the food. So we actually went back to our room to change, and then we got ready for beach yoga. It was a full moon, a Guru Purnima as I know it, so what better way to do than some beach yoga at sunset? The wonderful instructor lit us some incense, and it was a magical evening. So after yoga, we decided to hit up this Italian joint at the hotel. We got tiramisu, espresso, and panna cotta. So if you know what tiramisu is, but I know panna cotta is a little bit different, and it was different for me. And the first time I had it was when my mom made it for us. So this panna looked beautiful and really different, but it was still super good. We then headed off to bed because we had a big day ahead on the next day. On day 2, we woke up to this insane view. And then this was our first day at the breakfast buffet. And y'all, what an absolutely incredible buffet. Everything you can imagine at your fingertips, and the service was impeccable. It was really fun ordering this custom omelet. I really love the way she made it, and I think I'm going to test out making some omelets this way, where you essentially roast your veggies on the side and then use this huge big griddle to lay all of your eggs and then fold in the grilled vegetables and wrap around the whole omelet. I got myself a bean and cheese taco because I'm weird and Texan and I absolutely love it. After breakfast, I decided to hit up the pool and get some work done. Who doesn't love this view? For lunch, I met up with Peg back at the buffet, and then my work conference started. This was day 1 for my conference, and then they got us these super cute bags, y'all. Once we got done with our meetup, everyone decided to meet up for the adults-only beach grill. They had a private beachfront party for us, so we decided to hit that up. Perfect weather, incredible food, and perfect temperature, especially coming from Texas. It's going to be an amazing week, y'all. Day 3. This is the official first full day of my conference, so we decided to hit up the breakfast bar early. This time around, I saw this pretty lady making fresh tortillas, so I knew I had to get some more tacos. Look how beautifully she makes them, you all. She takes this corn batter, makes it into a dough, and then instead of rolling it out like we do for chapatis, she has this little presser and then she puts them on here. Once we're done with breakfast, it was time for my work conference to start. This took most of the day today, so we got a super quick lunch, and then after my work conference, Matt and I hit the pool, and I found him lounging over here. I did forget to take a video of our dinner, but we did dress super good. Check us out here, and then we got dessert. Day 4. Today is yacht day, y'all. I woke up early, grabbed breakfast, tossed on my swimsuit, and got my beach mat, and I was ready to rock and roll. We had this awesome private bus pull us over the yacht. Thank God for air conditioning. I remember having this feeling of being in air conditioning in India as well. It's just so hot outside, and the second you walk into this cool bus, it just makes you realize how blessed and lucky you are. So the streets of Cabo reminded me of Goa. My family is from Goa. There were tons of small mom and pop stores. People were selling wares on the streets. There was even a Gola counter. We got onto this yacht, and y'all, this yacht is incredible. Smooth, wide. I really enjoyed it. The rock formation in Cabo is absolutely beautiful and out of this world. And the water, guys, I don't have enough words to describe how stunningly blue this water is. We got into the water, and then I actually snorkeled for the first time. I was way too scared to take my phone and take videos in case it fell into the ocean, but I did have a really fun time. For lunch, we had a private chef who cooked us up a feast of ceviche, fajitas, spicy salsa, and spices. Between rice and the salsa, I felt like I'm straight up eating Indian food. And then I actually got really lucky because there was another yacht next to ours, and they were jamming out to this Bollywood music, y'all. Listen to this. One of my favorite parts about being Indian is listening to some really good Bollywood music on the waters of Cabo. Once we got back, I found Matt playing beach volleyball, and he was pretty good. I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. Tonight, we decided to try out one of the adults-only French restaurants with our friends. We started off my evening with a pineapple tahini martini, and then we ordered some French soup because it came highly recommended. And Matt actually got this lobster soup, which looked really good. So we got one of those too. I have to order one of my favorite things in the world, which is lamb chops. You guys will see me make this, eat this all the time. It's one of my favorites. Man got a roasted salmon, and that looked pretty good too. What I was super impressed about at this place is they asked us how they wanted the salmon cooked. Now, coming from India, I've never been asked how I want my meat or my fish cooked, and it's something I've learned living in America. This is a pretty typical question, and you have to kind of know how to answer this. Matt, on the other hand, grew up with this, and he really likes it. And I think a lot of restaurants even in America will not ask you how you want your salmon cooked. So all in all, he was super impressed with this. Once we got our food, we had to order some desserts, and I got creme brulee because y'all, creme brulee is just my absolute favorite. But we looked over and this next door table ordered this insane crepe recipe, so we knew we had to try it out as well, so we ordered 2 of them. You have to watch this video. This guy takes a bunch of alcohol, pours it in his cup, lights the whole thing on fire, and boom, y'all, look how good this looks. Day 5. Day 5 was a Saturday, so Matt was off work, which meant we could go to the beach restaurant that I have been looking forward to. It typically opened at 8 a.m. and we were the first people there, and y'all, this view is insane. This is the actual view that you get. Nothing's photoshopped here. When I got there, I saw that they had this open mimosa bar. So I got mimosas for both of us, and then they bought us our food. Matt got pancakes and French toast, and I don't remember what else I got, but there was so much good food. And then I got an omelet as well. Once we're done with this, it was time for me to return to my class, which I was busy for the rest of the day. But Matt went to play 2 rounds of beach volleyball. The other thing we did this evening is this was the last day of my conference, and they had a goodbye dinner party for us by the adult. The food was incredibly good, but I was so busy talking to everyone, I actually had no time to actually sit down and eat, except for the small plate that I ended up sharing with Matt. So once we were done with this, we actually went back to the French restaurant and then got ourselves some lamb chops, cheesy potatoes, and if you guys can tell by now, this is our favorite place to eat. Also went down to the Mexican restaurant because I figured I had to hit up all the restaurants just to say I had been there. And then we got the tres leches cake. I will say this wasn't my favorite tres leches since I'm from Texas, and I feel like we do it better, but it did hit the spot. Day 6. Day 6 started out with the waves crashing on the beach, and it looks so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it before, so I knew we had to take a beach walk. I decided to make myself a Bloody Mary at the bar for the breakfast buffet, and y'all, it was a complete disaster. So I said, let's leave that and let's just go for our walk. I don't think my camera captured the true beauty and true essence of how beautiful the space is. Since the weather was a little bit crazy, I think they decided to cancel a lot of the beach activities people typically come to Cabo for. So we decided to book ourselves a spa day. And this spa is absolutely insane. I do have an entirely separate video. If you click on the video over once it's posted, they will have this added onto here. I will say the spa was a little bit pricey, but you guys should definitely check out this video. Also, if you guys are enjoying watching this, if you could just hit the subscribe button below, I'll know you're enjoying this and I can continue making more videos where I share my Indian American life with my husband. Once we got out of the spa, we were starving, and because we have no manners, we went to eat all sorts of unhealthy food right after our clean spa for our break. We went over to get some tacos from this taco truck. Matt swore they were the best tacos he's ever had. And then I was a little bit skeptical because I'm from Texas and we have some pretty decent Tex-Mex tacos. But I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. Once we got there, we got a few drinks. I was about to fall asleep, so we went ahead and got a caramel frappe and a cupcake. By this time, I think all the sugar amped Matt up, so he really wanted to go play beach volleyball. And while he did that, I went ahead and took a nap because I was tired. I got up feeling super refreshed. I put on a cute outfit and I took a few selfies while Matt played volleyball. After that, we decided to have another walk on the beach. We decided to do some creative photos for ourselves. And then this is actually our first time having a full meal at the Italian restaurant. You guys remember when I told you we had desserts the first night here, but we actually hadn't come to have pizza. And when we come a few days ago, I realized that they have an authentic wood fire oven that was imported from Italy. So I knew the pizza had to be really good. And I gotta say, I am super impressed. I did not like the drink I ordered here. It was some kind of weird green thing, but the pizza was incredibly good. I also got an arrabbiata pasta, and this one actually had chili flakes in it. And you guys know, as Indians, I like my food a little bit spicy, and this allowed me to have that. We also got desserts and coffee. Day 7. Matt and I were pretty busy with our work day today, so we didn't do anything that exciting. But the moment 3 p.m. hit, we headed down to the piano bar, and I asked this wonderful bartender to make me an espresso martini. And then Matt and I sat down to enjoy our drink. I really like the vibe of this place, and since this was our last night here, I wanted to go back and make sure I got those delicious garlic noodles again, the fried cheese, and then when we're walking over to the Japanese restaurant, we saw that there was a martini night happening. Now, one thing you guys have to know about me, I love a good martini. So we decided to show up over here. I will say, these guys made nothing that looks like a martini. These were some pretty fruity concoctions, but hey, I'm not gonna say no to free alcohol and free drinks. And they were having a good time and a party, so we decided to grab one of those. Once we were there, we decided to go to the French restaurant one last time to make it in total 3 times that we'd been at this restaurant our entire trip. Day 8. This was our last day in Cabo, you guys, and I have to say I'm really sad to leave. This place really felt like home, and the service was spectacular. The views were insane. The food was so good. And so for our very last breakfast, we decided to head out to the beach. And then, guys, I came across this hidden club that I'd seen all week and I'd been checking out, but man actually had not been. It's this clubhouse that they essentially have for their premium members, but they were kind enough to let us use. It had a whole bar with food, sandwiches, premium coffee, premium alcohol, and a dedicated service member. We had breakfast, lunch, and a martini for myself before 1 p.m. And then we're ready to head off. Our car came to pick us up, and off we went off from Cabo. Once we checked in at the airport, I was really surprised to see how nice the Cabo airport was from the inside. They had this really pretty STK, the Starbucks. They even had this blue agave tequila, which is one of my favorite all-time tequila brands. And everything just looked really pretty. I wanted to go up there, but since we're on a flight home, I was excited to travel back on American. We got home, and guys, I am heading to Broken Bow, Oklahoma next for my Aji's birthday. This video is dropping soon, and once the link is up, I will post it here below so you guys can continue watching all of my journeys. If you guys are enjoying all of this content, be sure to hit like and subscribe so I can continue posting more of this.